Hi everyone, this is Crystal, and today I'm back with my third and final project using the October Afternoon Summertime collection. If you haven't seen the first two, I'll be sure to link them down below, but in the first one I talk about where this collection came from, why I've had it for so long and not used it, and why I'm choosing to use it now. But really it's just all about stash busting. It's about getting things out of my stash and onto my pages so that I can actually appreciate them. So today I'm working in a traveler's notebook. This is a notebook from Webster's Pages. It has rounded corners. It's a standard traveler's notebook size. And I decided to use this sunburst paper. So the photo I'm scrapbooking today is of my mom actually on a boat. We visited family earlier this year and spent some time on their boat out on their lake. Or on the lake they live on, and had a really good time and really wanted to scrapbook this adorable photo of her. So I thought it would be perfect to use the sunburst pattern kind of at the top of the page, and then to use this light blue. This is just regular cardstock. This is not part of the collection. It's just cardstock from Basil, and I don't remember the name of it offhand, but if you're curious, I can look it up for you. So I'm using it at the bottom to kind of represent the water, and then using the sunburst paper at the top to represent, I don't know, I guess the sun. And I've just trimmed them down to fit into my notebook, and I have left a little bit of space on all four sides, or rather three sides, so that I can trim it down and make sure that it is the perfect size to cover these pages in my notebook. And I'm just adhering those with some double-sided tape, making sure to get the edges very well adhered so that they don't peel up. And then I'm just going to take a scissors and trim around the edges. That's how I'm going to get those rounded corners to match up, just using a regular scissors. So once I get that all done, I'll be ready to start matting my photo and adding some embellishments. This page comes together super quick. As most Traveler's Notebook pages do, they tend to be pretty quick projects, and this is a much busier page than I normally create. Sometimes I find myself doing that in a Traveler's Notebook. I feel like the smaller format makes it so that I can use a full pattern background and add a few more embellishments than I would on a 12 by 12 layout, where I normally feel like I really need to have a lot of white space. But because these are so small, I tend to create some busier style layouts with these, and there were a lot of elements in this collection that I wanted to get onto this page because I thought they were just too perfect, and it's a super cute collection and I just wanted to use all of it. So right now I'm cutting out a sun. You may have seen on the last two projects I used several of the suns that were in this collection. It's this adorable little sun, little guy, little face in the sun. And this one, the one I had left, was actually part of one of the papers. So I'm just trimming that out so that I can use it on my page. It's super easy to trim out. It's just really straight lines, like little triangles. And then I'm going to add that to the top right corner of my photo. So it's not exactly in the middle of the sunburst in the paper, but it's kind of my mom's head. That's kind of where I put the pictures, that it would kind of be like radiating out from her. So the sun is just going to sit in the corner. And then I've also chosen one of the little 3x3 cards. It has a little sentiment on it that says something about summer memories. And that's going to basically be my title. I'm calling this page Summer Memories. The two main words that are on this card are summer memories, but the phrase is actually longer. But I'm sticking with the title of Summer Memories for this. So I'm adding just a little bit of pattern paper behind that card just to give it a little bit more interest and make it stand off from the page just a little bit more. And then I'm going to trim out another one of these sunglasses. So this was a little 2x2 card with three little sets of sunglasses on it, and I trimmed out the bottom one for a previous project, and I'm just going to trim out another one for this one to add a little embellishment cluster to the bottom of that little title card. And then I also have a little flip-flop die cut that I added to the bottom corner of my photo. So that's going to kind of be my visual triangle. And then I added these adorable puffy fish. They are super cute. There were two puffy ones and one that was just cardstock. I added all three to the water portion of my layout. And then I'm going to finish that up with a few other little embellishments here in a second. But right now I'm just finishing up the layers behind my photo. I added a couple different pattern papers behind my photo, and some were just scraps, so they didn't quite go all the way around my photo, so they just kind of stick out to one side. And I really like that look. That doesn't bother me to not have it covering the entire background of my photo. I added another little puffy sticker above my title card that says Best Ever. And then I'm going to use some of these enamel hearts. These were Hip Kit Club exclusives earlier this summer, and I love them. The colors are perfect. So I sprinkled a few of those around the page, again, sticking to that kind of that visual triangle around my photo. And then I am going to, I went away to find a label. So I needed someplace to add my date, and since I have pattern paper basically everywhere on this page, I needed some sort of separating thing, like a label, to be able to stamp my date, and so that you could actually read it. So I just grabbed, this is actually the Crate Paper Journal Studio sticker book. It just happened to be next to my desk, and I found a little orange label that matched this page perfectly, so that's what I used to stamp my date. And I'm just going to stick that right above my photo, kind of tuck it in behind the sun and the layers behind my photo, and that's my date for the page. And then I'm going to add a few lines of journaling, just using a felt tip pen that matched this blue cardstock pretty well. This is just a set of inexpensive felt tip pens. I think maybe they're Pentel, something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but again, if you are curious, I can definitely let you know. Just leave a comment down below. So I'm just adding a few lines of journaling just below my photo, right in that kind of water area. And then I'm just going to underline that, and the page is almost finished. I have just a couple finishing touches. So those, I really like those fishes in the fish in the bottom kind of lake part of my layout, but I felt like they needed a little something extra, so I grabbed some enamel dots, and I'm just going to add a couple enamel dots above each fish so that it kind of looks like bubbles coming out of their mouths. And I thought that was just too cute, and I was super glad that I did it. I did have to go find some other, I had the ones from Coco Vanilla out on my desk, but I needed some different colored ones, so I grabbed some from my stash. And then that's it. That's the entire page done. So there are some close-up photos coming up. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this process, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing me use this older collection in a few different ways. If so, please let me know. I have lots of other collections I can do this with if it's something that you guys are interested in seeing. So let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching my video today. I will see you all back here very soon.